Micah, what did you say?
I said I'm getting up good night.
How you doing, Micah? You alright?
Mom,
Yeah, bud.
can I go play at the climbing tree? Sure.
You go play at the climbing tree?
Yeah.
Alright, go for it.
Go climb, walk to the climbing tree.
Hey guys, welcome back. We finally got our compost. Oh, I'm so excited. It seems stupid to be excited about dirt, but okay. All right, seems stupid to be excited about dirt, but I am. It took me a long time to figure out a good source to buy bulk compost that wasn't an arm and a leg. And I kept hearing other people talk about getting compost from their local municipal landfills. And I honestly didn't realize we had anything like that in our area. So I Googled it, and it turns out we have a landfill that is about 30-ish miles or so from our house. And clearly on their website, they advertise bulk compost and bulk mulch for $10 a ton each. The only thing is you have to be able to transport, large quantities of it. So after talking around and asking questions, my brother's truck, it got fixed, and he has a friend that was able to borrow a dump trailer for us. So thank you, Josh, and thank you, Chris, for helping me get this. But they picked up, how many tons was it? 3 tons of mulch and 6 tons of compost yesterday, and dropped it off here, and there it is right behind me. It's good looking stuff. So I'm finally able to get the rest of our beds prepared and get the mulch out on the walkways like I've been planning. And thankfully in time enough that I can get some onions in the ground. So that's my plan today, is to get a lot of this mulch and compost spread. I know I won't get it all done, but I am at least going to get one bed done and get some onions planted before the end of the day. So this is our part 2 of getting our beds done.
Can we take a rest?
Thank you for watching them for me.
Okay.
So this is a little bit of that leftover garden soil and topsoil mixture that we bought from our local delivery service. And this is the compost from the landfill. And I'm really impressed by it. I was expecting lesser quality, but I think it's going to work really well. So we have plenty of that, as you can tell, this huge mound. And then this is the mulch that I plan on, this is the mulch that we plan on lining our walkways with. We're gonna spread that out over the landscape fabric here, and then layer compost on top of the beds. And that is what we're gonna plant in this spring. So once we get all of this stuff spread out, which is still gonna take us several days, we will have our garden ready for spring, and I'm excited. Okay, so when I started planting this garden, I knew that I was going to need several tons of compost or soil to make my beds, because if you've been following along with us, we've been layering. We put down cardboard first, and we're layering compost and soil on top of the cardboard for a no-dig garden bed. So I knew I was going to need a lot, and I knew a ton was a lot of dirt. But I honestly had no concept of actually how much a ton was and how many tons I was going to need. So when we first ordered garden soil, we ended up getting 4 tons of garden soil and 4 tons of topsoil to mix together, because that's what was recommended to us by the delivery service. So that was 8 tons total. I guess we filled about 75% of the beds that we had, but not nearly as thick as I wanted to fill them. It was more of a thin layer of soil on top of the cardboard, and I really wanted a good, 5-ish inches of soil on top. So we ordered more. We ordered another 3 tons to fill out the rest of our beds, and I knew I wanted more compost. So I'm already 8 plus 3, I'm already 11 tons in. Well, we ended up getting 6 more tons of compost, and my parents are going to use some of it, but the majority of it's going to go on my garden bed. So that is what we're up to, 17 tons now, and I think it'll be plenty, but it sure took way more than I expected to get the coverage that we needed. But I don't know, you learn as you go. I had no concept that I would need that much, but it's gonna work out. I'm excited. Thanks for your help, Luke. Do you like shoveling mulch with me?
Yes, but I'm going to use the pitchfork from now on.
Is it a lot better?
Yes, and it's super easy to use.
Easier than the shovel? All right. Good. Kaylin's helping watch the baby while we get a lot of work done.
Look at this weird stick, Kaylin. Cool. Looks like a hammer, kind of. A little bit.
So this is kind of what we got going here. Here's our beds with the garden soil, and we're laying mulch on the walkways. Here where the landscape fabric is. I think it's looking really good, babe.
I do too. Looks good.
Yeah, once we get the mulch on all the rows, I think it's really gonna look good. So while William and Luke were working on spreading mulch on that end of the garden, I've been over here dumping compost on top of the garden soil that we already have in place. I'm gonna get a rake here and smooth this out and get some onions in the ground. Y'all, I am so happy with how this looks. Look at that beautiful compost all mounded up in that pretty bed. So all of these are going to end up looking that way. I kind of started on this end just to give William and Luke some space so we weren't getting in each other's way. And I did the compost in this bed, and they're working on shoveling the mulch in the walkways over there. But since I got this bed done, I'm eager to get something in the ground, so I'm going to plant some onions. Okay, so I got some onions here that I bought from TSC. These are yellow sweet onions called Pentium, and these are red onions called Red Carmen. Like I said, I got these from Tractor Supply, and I'm not super familiar with the varieties, but I did look them up, and I'm pretty sure that the Pentium onion is an intermediate day or a medium day variety, and that the red is a short day variety. I learned recently through my research that onions come in 3 different categories. You have short day, midday, and long day, and depending on where you are in terms of latitude in the country determines which variety you want to plant. So people in the northern part of the country want to do a long day variety. People in kind of the mid to slightly southern area want to do more intermediate day varieties, and people in the very southern area want to do short day varieties. And that, I don't know all the specifics about it, but it has to do with how much sunlight the onions need in order to bulb up and create that big bulb. So I'm pretty sure both of these varieties are good for my area. So January and February are typically the times to plant these onion sets, which are just small little bulbs. So I wanted to get those in the ground since we finally got at least part of the garden done. I really didn't think we were going to get it done this fast. I thought I still had a few weeks and at least another month or so left before I would get to this point. So since I am to this point, I got excited and I went and got some onions. So let's see what we can grow. Okay, I finished planting my onions down here on the end of this row, So that pack of red onions was about 80 sets, and the pack of the yellow onions were 60. So all in all, about 140 onions, and you plant them 4 inches apart. So once I finished planting, I just lightly covered them with straw. Not that they need it right now, but really I just did it for me as a marker, so I knew where I had stopped planting, and I know what I have left to do. So I'm going to help William see how much more we can get done before the end of the day, before the sun goes down.
Why do you have hay?
Why do I have hay?
Yeah.
I put straw down there just so we could mark, or I could mark where I planted, so I would know where I started and where I stopped. Yep, I used the ruler to help space them about 4 inches apart, because that's how far apart you need onions to be. Cool. All right, so we have just a little bit of daylight left, and I'm gonna...
I bet, let me guess, I bet the time is 5:30 to 6 o'clock, right?
I really have no idea what time it is.
Okay. We'll have to look.
I have no idea. I've just been enjoying myself. So I'm going to see how much more I can get done here before we load up and go home. But this is going to take us several more days to get completely finished. I work night shift, 16-hour night shifts. And I work kind of one on, one off these next 5 days. So Saturday I work, and I'll be off Sunday and work again Monday and again on Wednesday. And usually my days in between I'm pretty wiped out from my 16-hour night shift. So this probably is not going to get done. I'm expecting another week, maybe 2, till it's completely done. But we have time, we have plenty of time, and we'll get it done a little bit at the time. I know I keep going on and on about these garden beds, but like, look how pretty that looks. I know, it's silly, but it makes me, it just makes me happy, because I literally have, what is that? Like a 5-foot, 6-foot space, and I have 140 onions in there. This garden's gonna grow a lot of food. There's just so much potential here, and I don't know. I know it's silly, but I'm really excited.
Smooth is fast because you don't spill stuff. Because you're more careful. You understand that?
Can you pull that, Luke? You can pull that by yourself?
Not over the rake. Don't lay the rake down in your way.
Man.
All right. Spin it around and drive it down that road.
They're such good helpers. Alright guys, we're wrapping up here. It's like 6 o'clock in the evening and we needed to go get dinner, but look how beautiful that looks. So here's our walkways with the mulch. These are our beds. So these beds down here are going to get a nice layer of compost, just like I did on that first bed I showed you. And we kind of started at opposite ends and are working our way towards the middle. But we still have a lot of material to move, and I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. It looks so good, exactly like I had planned it in my head. Alright guys, thanks for following along with me, and as we share our project about our garden here. I don't know, I just have big plans for this space, and I've been mapping it all out on paper, and I'll have to share that with you, my garden plan that I've drawn out, and just kind of give you an idea of everything that I am hoping to grow. I've been researching so much, and I'm just excited because I really want to be successful this year, and I just think it's fun, and I just dreaming about the potential of this space and just how much food I can grow for my family and how many different skills I can learn this year that I haven't done before, like canning and preserving the food that we grow. I've been watching Charles Dowding videos, and I'm feeling like Charles Dowding might be proud of me, maybe a little bit. Anyway, I've been watching and following along, and I hope that I can be just partially as successful as he is in terms of growing food. Are y'all ready to go home?
Yeah.
They've been in here watching videos and eating snacks while I work on the garden. Alright. What do y'all want for dinner tonight?
Cookies!
Cookies!
You know what? have no what for the whole McDonald's for dinner.
McDonald's?
For the kids dinner.
Why don't we go home and heat up leftovers?
We don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that? Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Love you. Hey guys, it's the next morning and we're back out here working again today at the big garden plot at my parents' house. Yesterday we were out here working and I told you that we probably wouldn't get a whole lot more done because I had to work today. Well, tomorrow, but today. And usually that's the case. I usually go in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I work all night until the next day. And in the mornings before I go in, usually I'm homeschooling children. But today is Saturday and I don't do that on Saturday. So my husband woke me up this morning. William was like, hey, you want to go shovel some dirt? I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we're out here trying to get a few more hours in before I have to stop and get ready for work. But I'm excited to see how much more we can get done today. I got my helper Luke out here. He really likes shoveling mulch with that pitchfork. I think the shovel's a little too heavy for him, but he really enjoys the pitchfork.
Push this way, which means I need to push that one. See what I mean?
Luke has done such a good job.
And you don't want to take a break.
William told him to take a break so he could finish getting this spread out, and Luke is eager to keep going. You're doing a good job. Look at how much we've gotten done so far of the walkways. We're really concentrating on the walkways today.
And if you see over there where that hay is, that's where she planted a few seeds.
Yeah, that's where I planted the onions. That's right. All right, good job, boy. Doing good. When we're out here working on the garden, sometimes the kids are out playing and sometimes we just turn on the van and let them watch movies while we're busy working just to keep them occupied. And that's what they're doing today if you're wondering where all the rest of them are. It looks so good. It looks so good. Okay, well, running out of product seems to be the theme of this project here. In this space we had 3 tons of mulch. And all 3 tons of it is spread out in our walkways here. Now we got almost everything done. We still have this area here. And we have this last row on this end. And then we'll need to clean up and add a little bit to this perimeter here. But we got a lot done today. I'm really excited with how much we got done. So when we finish, this row is where I got the compost on last night and planted to onions. So all the rest of the rows will be mounded over with compost like that one. But it's really starting to take shape. It's looking good. And I got a lot of work done today before I head into work. So we're just gonna have to get some more mulch, just what it's gonna come down to. But anyway, it looks really good and I'm excited. Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you have a great day. And I'm off to get showered and cleaned up and ready to go to work for the night. So we'll see you next time. Bye.